At Howard University in the spring of 1960, lunch counters throughout the south of this country were segregated. So we went to what was called People's Drugstore, but segregated. And they were only going to serve white people, and I was with my black friends. So they closed the lunch counter and gave us nothing to eat. So we sat there for 2 days, and it was the most challenging 2 days of my life. People punched us in the stomach so hard we would fall on the floor, and then they would kick us. And each time we'd gone through nonviolent training, we would try to respond in a loving, nonviolent, caring way. My name's David Hartsough. I'm from San Francisco, California. I'm a member of San Francisco Friends Meeting. And I would say my passion and most of my life, since meeting Martin Luther King when I was 15 years old, has been peace and justice, and how we can transform this world from greed and violence and militarism and racism, environmental destruction, into a life that I think God would like us to live, which is just and peaceful and care for all the creation. I've chosen nonviolence and nonviolent action as a means of social change, partly because I believe that we're all God's children and we're all brothers and sisters. And an injury to any person is also an injury to me. I mean, we're all related. So it's morally right, and it's trying to walk our talk, that love is not just something to talk about with your little family. It's the world is our family. The essence of Jesus' message is to love one another and to even love our enemy. And so we need to really put that into practice in our own lives and our work. It's not something we do 1 hour a week, at the meeting house on Sunday. It's really how we relate to one another and our families and our communities, and our nation and the world. I think a challenge for me and for all of us as friends is to seek out that of God in one another, with our friends and neighbors and with the enemy. I mean, I don't think there's some people that have that of God in them and other people are totally evil. I mean, that's what our government and many governments teach the people, is we're the good guys, they're the bad guys. I think Martin Luther King called it the beloved community. And we talk about the kingdom of God. Well, our challenge is to help build that kingdom, that brotherhood here on earth. And that's a very important part of, to me, what being a Quaker means. Well, toward the end of the second day, I heard a guy come up from behind me saying, if you don't get out of the store in 2 seconds, I'm going to stab this through your heart. And in his hand was a switchblade. And I had 2 seconds to decide, well, do I really believe in nonviolence and the power of love? Or am I going to, is there some other way I should be dealing with this guy? But I only had 2 seconds to think about it, and we'd had a lot of practice, and I just looked at him in the eyes and I said, well, friend, do what you believe is right, but I'll still try to love you. And it was quite amazing. I was just 21 years old at the time, or just barely 21, and his jaw began to drop, and his hand shaking with a knife began to fall, and he turned around and left the store. He was ready for any kind of violence on my part, but he was not ready for somebody, saying, I'll still try to love you.